might not be the most prominent for either of these two schools, but it's one that can easily define season trajectories and put the victor on the path to the college football playoff. This is a live look at the Swamp, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville. It's the LSU Tigers and the Florida Gators. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Thank you, guys. I have checked in with the Tigers head coach here pregame. He has been warning his players all week. They're in the top 25. They might have the most talent, but he understands this environment is insane. This crowd has proven to be one of the best in college football, and he understands they can disrupt play calling, communication at the line of scrimmage. He has been playing crowd noise all week in practice to make sure his players are prepared. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. Makes it past the marker. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Just like we expected, this home crowd getting involved right from the start. Back to pass, it's Levin. Throws to the wideout. It's incomplete, and trust me, you will not see that very often from this guy. It's second down. When these two first met in 1937 in Baton Rouge, LSU shut out the Gators. Florida would notch the first road victory in this swampy series when they beat LSU on the Bayou in 1956.
A lot of history between these two teams, because even when there were two divisions in the SEC, this was a constant cross-division rivalry featuring lots of NFL talent and some really dramatic games. I remember being the #1 team in the nation back in 1997, going into Baton Rouge and losing, and the fans rushing the field, tearing down the goalposts. These two teams have unbelievable fan bases and lots of talent on the field.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. They'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Give to the running back. Picks his way ahead, pickup of 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
And what a great job by the defense here. 1st down, 2nd down, 2 straight runs. They stuff both. And that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations. And now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. It'll be 3rd and long. Wants to adjust the pattern. Jones wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Secures it at the 30. He's got great speed. Well, they finally stopped him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. The LSU offense comes out to start this drive. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up with an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
On the run, fires downfield. That's caught. It's Brown. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play, 15 yards on that one, and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Man, nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly, understanding the big fella's open. And the big fella, I don't mean an offensive lineman anymore. That's what tight ends used to be. It's just an extension of the O-line. These guys are now extensions at receiver. They can make big plays, get him the ball, run after the catch.
Trying to run, it's Durham. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves. And I think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make a stop.
He'll take it himself. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, and they finally forced the fourth down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big fourth down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
They'll go with Durham. Absolutely nowhere to go as they stop him behind the line on fourth down.
And how about the defense coming up big on fourth and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
This drive will start at the 6-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. He'll slither through and pick up 3 and get it out to the 10-yard line.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the...
Got a little grass. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
In most offenses, man, it's about controlling the line of scrimmage, getting the run game going. And when you got a back that's averaging over 5 yards a touch, like, I'm not great at math, guys, but every 2 touches I'm getting a first down, I'd say the offense will be in a really good position all game long.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Fires to the big fella. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing there.
Hard running there. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44.
Well, Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Running right at the ball. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks, but how about the linebacker swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
The offense changing the play. Jones to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
And that's a big throw. That's a big-time throw on third and really long, making a play, not putting the ball in harm's way. But I love what the defense did, man. They understood where the sticks were, and they weren't letting their playmaker get behind there. They were going to come up, make a sure tackle, and force the fourth down. And now you can make the decision on what you want it to be, but I like the execution by the defense.
Finds a crease at the 20. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida!
Well, the offense was off to a bit of a slow start, but we know in talking to this running back, he prides himself on getting stronger as the game goes on. And here in the second quarter, he breaks off a beautiful long touchdown to put his offense on the board. And you know now he's going to be asking the offensive coordinator to start feeding him the football.
give me more touches. Shocker that he would say that, but the other side of the ball, defense, like we've got to swarm to the football. It's got to be a consistent effort to try to stop the running back because he is good. He is dynamic. And you just saw one touch can change the field position and can change the scoreboard just like it did right there.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger, and that is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence, and you usually get a little bit loud, Reese, and be like, listen, feed me the rock. So many great LSU receivers in the past, and it's because of that swag.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's got it again. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick them up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
Looking downfield, it's Levin. Quickly out to the tight end. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down. Here's a give to Durham. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Off the play fake. Using his legs to buy some time. And he pulls it in. End inside the 15-yard line.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us here.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. The run inside. It's Pryor. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Nice job by the defense, seeing the run, pulling the trigger, getting downhill, and stopping the running back for no gain.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. He'll run it again. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
The last two runs went headlong into a brick wall, now 3rd and 10. Jones wants to throw it. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, I love the catch radius on this guy. If you just put it somewhere near his body, he's going to be able to reel it in. That was a phenomenal job, showing you his athleticism and also his concentration, making that outstanding grab.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you have a prominent jawline and an urgent resolve. They'll go for it. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And the Gators will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. Here's the return. And he is knocked down immediately after the catch. That punt coverage team had its hair on fire. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye, that Bull Gator head. Let's check in with Kevin Connors at the half.
Man, notable storylines all across the sport today. So let's roll up our sleeves and get you updated here in Week 6. We begin with the Texas A&M Aggies taking on the number 16 team, the Missouri Tigers.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think his play caller's right.
There's some room. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. They've done a really good job identifying. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. On the ground, it's Pryor. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. The Gators want to pick up the tempo.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's...
There he goes! And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And that's a good sign for this offense, maybe finishing this football game. Maybe they can get that ground game going. They've tried. They just haven't had a lot of success. Made them very one-dimensional. Nice to see them run the football with some efficiency later in this game.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Here's a give the ball. Picks up the first down. Touchdown, Gator! And that one will put him up here in the second half.
Well, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So the LSU Tiger offense comes out to start this drive. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Looking to throw, it's Levitt. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, it's Harris. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
He's showing you his skills on that last throw. This guy's got arm talent and accuracy, man, and some of it's not coachable. And I think back to Jamarcus Russell and Joe Burrow, 2 former Tiger quarterbacks that were the first overall pick in the NFL draft. They had some of that too. They just had a feel for the position that you simply couldn't coach at the college level. This guy, man, he's got some serious tools, and he really helps make this offense dangerous.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Wants to throw on third down. Wide open downfield. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Tigers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a master class in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. Turning it on! Running through contact. Gets the ball up to the 50-yard line, and it'll be first down. The Gators want to crank the tempo.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long...
Could be an alley. How about that play on the ground? They get him out of bounds at the 34.
And man, this is more of the same for this dude toting the pill. Like, they keep giving it to him, and he keeps producing. Another chunk play. Like, I don't expect that they'll change much to do with this offense, because every time they give it to him, he's chewing up some yards, and good things are happening.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9. And the Gators have it with a 1st and goal. Here's Jayden one more time. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
And I'm good with it. I like what the offense is doing. Be physical. I don't need to get pass happy down here on 1st and goal. Nice job believing in my running game, and maybe I stick to it for another play or two.
Got it. Touchdown, Gators! And they take it in for 6 more points. They'll try to add another to their lead. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. There's no need to panic or anything, but this would be a really opportune time to put something together and try to take control of this game.
And sometimes you just come out as the favorite, and you're a little bit flat, and you expect to win. And sometimes that leads to slow starts, but I think if they can get that passion, that adrenaline, they get a little fired up right here, I think they'll take care of business.
And they just got to make a play. They just got to get something positive to happen here, sort of wake them up, and then put another play back-to-back, and all of a sudden they get that momentum going. We know they've got the dudes. They've got the studs on both sides of the ball to win this football game. It just needs to start with one spark.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule. It makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. Looking to throw, it's Levitt. Got his man on the outside. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47.
Well, after allowing a touchdown on the last drive, this offense has to be able to answer. And getting that 3rd down here on the 3rd play of this drive is a good step toward doing that. Nice job by the QB. Good rhythm. This offense now has got it going.
Snags it and he's open. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a 1st down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. I got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles,
it's picked off, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
They'll start on the ground with Jayden Ball. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now, if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Ball again. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run.
Jones to throw. Lost one deep down the right side. Caught at the 25. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
Nice job executing the 4-minute offense. You know, they practice this throughout the week, having a lead late in the game, running plays to just get enough to get first downs to stay.
Might have a chance. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Gator! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They push out this lead in the fourth quarter, and it might be enough to give them that elusive second win of the season. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the middle. Makes the catch. It's Brown. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. LSU right back to the line.
Well, they've got a ways to go if they're going to win this game. It's all about getting the drive started. They come away with a positive play to get this thing going.
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on second down.
Man, you love safeties that have all the tools in their toolbox. This
intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Bringing it back. The 30. The 20. He's at the touchdown, Florida. The defense takes matters into its own hands. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W.
Yeah, and that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
Send out the offense to go to work. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a non-profit, man, like a charity, giving the football away too much. Got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man.
And that ball is live in the backfield. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And the offense goes 5 wides and spreads the field. The problem is that spreads you thin, and you only got 5 guys in protection, and they don't do a good enough job up front. The defense gets home, forces the fumble. Big play for this defense.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force-feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him, but this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him.
Got enough space. Touchdown, Gator. And they take it in for 6 more points. No Season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
That's a nice job by this offense. Nice job putting a drive together late. This might seal this football game. And nice response. It's nice to be home, and come back to the home crowd after you've lost a couple games. Get some mojo going back in your way.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. Back to pass, it's Levin. Fires to the right. He's got it. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running.
Every single week, defenses know who's going to get the ball thrown to them, but they can't stop him. With that last catch, he now has over 1,000 yards receiving on the year.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Runs through the tackle. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down.
That's a really nice game. It just would have been really nice to see this from this offense earlier. Now you're getting to the point where there's a couple of thought processes. Do I build...
Deep shot for the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing.
And that's a great idea, man. Keep finding the big fella. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's been really the bright spot for this offense, Jesse. I would continue to find ways. If I'm going to get back in it, I think it's got to go through him.
I think you're right, David. And as a defense, you've got to know now, this is the guy they're looking for. He's hurt us often. We play man, we play zone, linebackers or safeties. Who's ever covering him, we've got to find a way now to get him bracketed so they stop throwing his way.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. A quick pass to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their 1st. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Grabbed behind the line. It's Jackson. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Timeout called by LSU. That's their 2nd. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. Jones wants to throw it. Rushes on him. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. He's out of bounds, and the interception will seal it, and they'll go home with a victory.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
He'll start this drive going to the air. Going for it all. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone.
And that didn't look like it was the right read. You got to be smart as a quarterback, make the right decisions. And I know he's a go-to guy, and he's already had success on the day. But sometimes you can force it in when it's just not there. That was really good coverage. I know he's good, but be smart with the football and don't try to force it into closed windows.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Motion from the back. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Going back to the well, another deep ball. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown LSU! His 3rd touchdown of the game. That's almost half of his total as he now has 7 on the year.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem.
Number 12, set to kick this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34. The Gators moving quickly to the line. Off play action. Firing to the right, complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. A hostile environment can have a major impact